G'day everyone, Paul Berman from HP here to chat all about Intel EVO. Now we're going to find out why some devices have a little EVO sticker on them, what EVO means, and how the laptop earns the right to wear the EVO badge. Now my mate at Intel described EVO as an innovation program inspired by human understanding. Now, this is ultimately a fancy way of saying Intel is setting lofty benchmarks for three key areas of your next laptop. The first is key experiences, how well your device actually performs in real-world scenarios. Long battery life, instant wake in under 1 second, fast charging batteries, and the must-haves of Wi-Fi 6 and Thunderbolt 4. Intel tested 25 tasks in their workload, and I'll let you Google that full list, but it includes all the majors. Zoom, Spotify, Outlook and Office, Chrome, streaming YouTube, the key stuff you actually use so it's a great benchmark you know your PC has hit. The second set of standards cover the system and form factor requirements. It's gotta be an 11th gen Intel Core i7 or i5 processor with Intel Iris Xe graphics. Nothing else makes the grade. The overall size of the laptop is judged here too. Now EVO products are all sub 15mm, but with good sized displays from 12 to 15 point whatever inch. Intel are also dropping in the requirement for Intel dynamic tuning technology, something that will also enable more AI-driven experiences. Now I'm not going to go into this tech too deeply here, but essentially this is what powers features like HP's in-bag detection in the HP Spectre X360 14. Now in-bag detection is a feature that helps you stop your laptop from overheating and draining the battery when you chuck it into your handbag or backpack. Now it does this by sensing that you've put your closed but fully on laptop into a bag, and then it reduces its own power or even dozes off into hibernation if required. Remember, with sub 1 second wake, your workflow resumes quickly. So we've had key experiences, that was the system and form factor requirements, but the last set of standards, now these are part obvious, part future tech, the specs. The few lines written on the ticket in store under the picture online. There's some stuff you'd expect here, and the future stuff, as I just alluded to, I'll cover last. So what are the specs you need to have to be an EVO product? Connectivity as mentioned, Wi-Fi 6 and Thunderbolt 4, but you also need Bluetooth 5 with audio offload. A nice and fast PCIe, NVMe, SSD storage is also required, and it must be decently sized too, so we're talking 256 gig or larger. At least 8 gigs of dual channel memory and good microphones and a decent webcam. If there was one takeaway from 2020, it was that a good quality webcam and mic made all the difference. So we're talking 720p HD, 30 frames or more with at least 2 microphones who don't sound and look like a potato. Speaking of sounding like a potato, Intel have also set some quality standards to the speakers as well. From high fidelity audio codec and speaker tuning with the Intel Smart Sound technology to actual frequency and volume standards. And now, as a bloke who spent years working in the car audio industry during the Fast and Furious years, this warms my cold, dead audiophile heart. But in reality, this means the laptops will at least be fairly loud with somewhat decent bass. HP's Bang & Olufsen partnership has genuinely meant that HP, Envy and Spectre products, which are some of the first HP products to receive the EVO mark, already had great speakers for a laptop. When it boils down to it, you are way less likely to say to someone, sorry, it's not very loud. And that rounds out how your new laptop got that little EVO sticker. A focus on those key experiences, the right system and form factor requirements with sweet spec. This might all sound like a load of box ticking for something you're going to just use to buy new clothes online or not pay attention to someone on a Zoom call, but there's much more to it than that. With a huge focus on artificial intelligence processing, Intel's new 11th gen and EVO products will see a new range of intelligent PC experiences. AI functionality is already here. Think blurring the background of your video chats, converting ink to text in Office, rendering video. EVO products are a good place to start to improve what you already do. But they're also preparing you for what you're going to be doing. EVO is a co-engineering effort between Intel and the PC companies. By working together, we're seeing smaller boards inside the devices enabling different cooling and display tech. The result is stuff like compact antennas that make for better looking laptops and the embedded smart sensing tech like Intel dynamic tuning technology. We're seeing how smart our laptops are truly becoming. Is this the start of the smart laptop? If phones went from feature phone to smartphone, maybe EVO is where we see our laptop evolve into a smart laptop. Anyway, I'm Paul Berman from HP, and that was Intel EVO.